March 5th. Dear VJ, I know I haven't written in a while, but that's because I'm just so excited about everything and I don't always have time to write. But I haven't forgotten about you, and my first game is in 2 days. 2 days! It's not even a sure thing that I'm going to pitch in the game. Kyle the Terrible is the starting pitcher, but Coach K said I should be prepared to come out of the bullpen. So if Kyle messes up, I'm going to pitch. And even if I don't, I still have to play left field for a while because of the mandatory play rule that says everyone needs to play at least 1 inning. I really hope I don't drop the ball or something stupid like that. Oh gosh, what a horrible thought. Do you ever worry about these things? How is it even possible to be so terrified and so excited at the exact same time? Wish me luck, Vivy. P.S. Alex and I sat together at lunch again. I think maybe he's my friend. March 9th. Dear Vivian Jane, hello. I'm so glad that I can finally write back to you. I very much hope this letter arrives in time for your first game. However, I realize that's highly unlikely given the distance between Arizona and Northern California, not to mention the current sorry state of the Postal Service. If by chance this letter does arrive before your game, good luck. If not, I certainly hope that it went well for you. I'm anxious to hear all about it. I'd also like to wish you a happy Purim. Your Phil Nicro costume sounds truly inspired and very appropriate. Now, on to the main business of this letter. First, I'd like to apologize for not writing back to you sooner. I receive a great deal of mail, and not all of it is very nice. Our team's clubhouse attendant, Jacques, reads it for me, and he recently forwarded some of it to our spring training camp here in Arizona. Your letters were among the most interesting ones, and I wanted to respond personally. As a knuckleball pitcher, I am duty-bound to help the next generation of knuckleballers in any way I can. And when a pitcher is so dedicated to our sport, I feel even more obligated to write back. I remember meeting a young girl 3 years ago in the minor leagues and showing her my grip. I'm thrilled to hear you've been working on it for all these years. While some people think the knuckleball is just a cheap trick, not everyone can throw it, let alone command the pitch with any degree of accuracy. The knuckleball is a very powerful weapon when it works, and I'm always glad to hear that young pitchers are dedicating themselves to the art. So, as you may know, I came to the pitch later in life. When I was in the lower minor leagues, I injured my shoulder very badly, a labrum tear that built up over years. After that, I never could throw a fastball above 80 or so miles per hour. That's not going to fool Mike Trout. After that, I took up the knuckleball so I could have a chance at a real career. Now I can't imagine pitching without it. In response to your question about names, I'm not entirely certain how the knuckleball came to be called a knuckleball. It probably has something to do with the fact that the grip involves clenching your knuckles so tightly. But in any case, you must admit the word knuckleball sounds much more poetic than fingertip ball. I guess the name of the pitch is like so many other things in baseball. It's traditional, maybe a little bit silly, but ultimately very satisfying. About your being a knuckleballer and a girl. It is my professional opinion that a woman who throws a great knuckleball can compete in professional baseball, like Iri Yoshida. I wish you the best of luck with your pitching and want to hear more about how your season goes. There's nothing quite like your first baseball season, and I do hope you enjoy it, regardless of your final win-loss record. Of course, wins are always nice. I am sorry to hear, if not entirely surprised, that some of the boys on your team are bullying you. People have called me a monkey before, too, and for no reason other than my being a black man. During one of my college games, a whole troop of opposing fans chanted the word at me for 3 innings before they finally got thrown out of the stadium. Far too late. So, yes, people certainly can be awful, not to mention extremely stupid. There's no excuse for such cruelty, and I know too well how much it hurts. Even if the people hurling the insults are utter buffoons like Kyle and my own tormentors. I wish I could say that it ends once you become a grown-up, but that's not entirely true. Even after I reached the major leagues a few years ago and did well, I've had to certainly prove myself to my teammates. It's not always easy being one of a handful of African-American guys on a major league team, especially when you're also a knuckleball pitcher with a moderately unusual personality. I've heard all sorts of ignorant nonsense over the years. I don't have the starting pitcher mentality. What I do isn't really pitching. The league is going to catch up with me soon enough, etc., etc. For my part, I say that if throwing a knuckleball were easy, everyone would do it. This Kyle really does sound like a terrible character, but I hope you won't let him ruin the enjoyment of your season. But I certainly won't give you any of that nonsense about how you should just ignore bullies, because I am all too aware of how hurtful they can be. I am sorry that your mom is reluctant to support your pitching, but I am confident you will convince her that you belong on the mound. Any girl dedicated enough to work on the most untamable of pitches for 3 years clearly has an iron will and a truly impressive work ethic. Just know this. You have another knuckleball pitcher rooting for you. Sincerely, V.J. Capello. P.S. Thank you for your concern about me, but I am completely fine after last year's World Series. This year is going to be different. I'm going to make sure of it.